Here comes Milo. Big run out of 4. He's going to be there.
Tristan Martin's there. Cannot count out to 37.
Oh!
Gets
Cabot, where did he come from? Here comes
Slack.
Slack.
A push from the 33.
It's a drag race.
The Magic Man wins it Auto Club.
It's Monday night, and we've got 35 plus cars here tonight. VSRL SET Truck Series getting ready to go green for race number 3. Live from the virtual Texas Motor Speedway, it's SET Truck Series Southeast Tutoring, presented by Beltway Coffee for the Texas 200. I'm your host, Bradley Cooper, live here on VSPEED. And as we get ready to grid with 34 seconds to go, let's get a good idea of what Texas Motor Speedway entails. A 1.5 mile oval with 4 corners, and we're going to go 133 laps here tonight for 200 miles in the late evening. Track should be completely dark by the time we reach halfway. We're going to have single car qualifying and putting it down there right now. We've got several different drivers that have put down some lap times. The fastest car on the racetrack here tonight. It's the number 10 of Rick Fagone with a 29.795. And we're getting set to grid, so let's go trackside and give you your driver info on that Bald Head Island Vacations Pole Award. Rick Fagone, again, with the best lap time out there on the racetrack. Starting to his outside here tonight is going to be the number 74 of Brian Hennings with a 29.817, so just a couple hundredths of a second separating these two. Next row is going to belong to Richard Holland with John Sanu in the 4th position. Row number 3 will be Ross Phillips and Dakota Floyd. 7th spot, Justin Ritchie with Sean Langton. And rounding out your top 10 in row number 5, Mark Math and Nicholas Pressey. Ty Schappert is going to be in 11th position with Stephen Aguirre in 12th. 13th will be Donald Stewart with David Collins in 14th. 15th, Frank Zingen with Nick Gardner in 16th. Gardner, tough finisher last week at Las Vegas. He fell back to 5th position after being in the top 3 for that last restart. 17th will be Kyle Stewart with Dylan Disbrow in 18th. And rounding out the top 20 will be Jimmy Sox and Riley Laverne. 21st, Cole Jarrett with Paul McDonough in 22nd. 23rd, Max Cost, Randy Swale in 24th. 25th, Justin Mullins, John Buell in 26th. 27th, Thad Miller, Kobe Collins in 28th. Rounding out that 30, top 30 is Jacob Daniels with Teresa Spiker in 30th. 31st, Wade Palmer with Chris Max in 32nd. 33rd, Benjamin Richards with Shane Gunter in 34th. And that rounds out your 34-car field here tonight as we get set to go down the grid on pit road. You can see all these different trucks down here on the track. And ultimately, that Silverado Pace truck pulling off right now. So there's Rick Fagone. 74 of Hennings with a V-Speed banner. Ross Phillips trying to get it fired up back there. And the number 5, now he's down and away. The rest of these trucks get going. And they gave me an extra pace lap here tonight, but I didn't need it. Got through the grid pretty quickly. I think we did all right here tonight. bring the schedule up on your screen to talk a little bit about the different tracks we run here. Circuit of America is going to be next week on October 2nd, so these drivers are going to be turning right. That's going to be a change up from the first 3 weeks here. And then we go back to the 1.5 miles at Atlanta Motor Speedway, then change it up again with Myrtle Beach Speedway. Short track racing on October 23rd, but it's dirt track racing on top of that. So a lot to look forward to in this schedule. And if you're a fan of dirt racing, we've got a variety of a little bit of everything here for VSRL. Lights are still on the pace truck. This gives us a little opportunity to pull some guys up here. Let's see if we can talk to a driver and get their understanding of what this race is going to be like. Let's pull up your pole sitter, Rick Fagone, up here in the VSPEED booth. Do you have a copy?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, I got you.
Happy Brett.
So you start on the pole here tonight. I know we're 1 to green, but a lot of racing to be done. 200 miles here at Texas. What's in store for us, Ricky?
Well, we'll see what we got here after we clear turn 2. I know this thing's getting pretty loose there on both ends of the track, but I think the name of the game is track position. If we can keep it up front, I think we'll have a good chance to finish solid at the end of the race. So
yeah, it's
we'll
looking really tough to pass out there during practice. So good luck out there tonight. Bring it to them.
All righty, thank you, sir.
That's Rick Fagone, your pole sitter here tonight. Outcast Motorsports, number 10. Gonna lead him into turn 1. Lights are out on the pace truck, and I hope you guys are as excited as I am to get underway here at the new Texas Motor Speedway. So the configuration change in turn 1. They lessen the banking, widen out the track. It's gonna be really tough to pass anywhere on this racetrack, but if you're gonna have an opportunity, turns 1 and 2 is the place to do it. Tightening it up as they come out of turn 4. This start presented by BeltwayCoffeeCo.com. For the Beltway Coffee 200. And pace truck pulls off down pit road. We're set to go green. VSRL in the Southeast Tutoring Truck Series is live from Texas. All the way down the backstretch, we've got a big wreck. That's Donald Stewart and the number 7. Big wreck. Teresa Spiker, the 00 involved of Randy Swale, but the 78 started that accident. We didn't even get to bring the ticker up to complete lap 1 under green. We're going to go back and take a replay and see what happened exactly to this number 78. They go into 1 and 2. It was pretty smooth. Here they come down the backstretch. Looks like a car gets loose. That's the 55. He just lost it into 1. Another instant replay here. Justin Ritchie gets really loose, sends it all the way down to the bottom of the racetrack, comes right back up in front of Mark Math. Takes the 78 to 199. Teresa Spiker gets involved in it as well. Unintentionally, let's go on board with her. This is on board here with the number 70 of Spiker. He's going to try to sneak through this in the middle, and it doesn't work out. The lane just closes up so quickly. Tough to see it happening. It's just a cluster of cars and trucks. And it looked like somebody snuck through that. If we can go back and look. I believe that was the 15. He does sneak through it. Just in time. So number 15 at Kobe Collins is able to get through that. But that brings out our first caution. Lap number 1 on the backstretch here tonight at Texas. And Rick Fagone does get a lap led. Track position, he said, was the name of the game. He's not wrong. Passing so tough here. But speaking of passing, Richard Holland gets around. And just that one corner is able to pass a couple trucks there. Actually, one truck, and he got around the 74 of Hennings. So he does pick up one position. Just behind them, Brian Hennings, who started in the second position. Ross Phillips in fourth. John Sanu in fifth. Not much has changed. We haven't really got any racing started here. But while we're pacing around this place, let's bring up a driver that we haven't talked to yet this season. Bring up the number 86 of John Sanu up in the VSPEED booth. You got a copy? Sorry, John, I didn't mean to pull you up, but you got a copy, buddy?
Yeah, I got you.
John, we saw that restart, or the start of this race. It looked like somebody got loose down there. Is it really, really loose into one?
Yeah, coming out, this setup it used to be tight here. These trucks are way more to the loose side. So especially on cold tires, you really got to watch throttle coming out of the corners until the tires get a little heat in them.
We're sitting here with 1 to green, actually 2 to green. John, we've seen you have some great racing here in these mile-and-a-half racetracks. Looks like 16 to 1. Are you guys going to pull the strategy you pulled at Vegas?
Well, we're going to see how it works out. That was one of those where the caution got us. So we'll see. It was, a 6 1 half dozen the other. As well, when you're behind the wheel, you play it one way and it goes the other if it works separately. So yeah, that might not be a bad idea. We've got to go one run without a tire change because we only have 2 sets. So we're still kind of going back and forth of when we want to skip that tire set on a refuel. So we'll see how it plays out. We're leaning a little bit more towards caution in the end, so we might skip earlier than later. So, but we'll have to play out and see if we keep getting a lot of this. Might change up the strategy a little bit.
Well, good luck out there, John. I know it's tough to jumble all those different strategies and try to drive the truck all at the same time. So hopefully we can go green. You guys can think about it. Good luck out there, man.
Thanks, man. Thanks for what you do.
Appreciate you. All right, John Sanu currently in the 5th position. Trying to get up there to the front. Hopefully we can get some green flag laps. 16 to 1 motorsports driver, John Sanu. So we're going for 133 laps. We've completed 5 of those under caution. We're going to complete 6 of them when we go back green. Getting ready to double up here as the Silverado pace truck turns those lights off here. That's me, Rick Fagone and Richard Holland in the front row. Hennings and Phillips, Sanu and Floyd. All the way back to your top 10, we've got Langton, Pressey, Agar, and Gardner. Gardner wasting no time there in turn 1. Picks up quite a few positions in that wreck on the backstretch. Might have helped the Mountain Dew Chevrolet get up there a few, but he started back in the 16th position all the way up in the top 10 in just half a lap. So if you're new to VSPEED, you've never watched VSRL Truck Series, they're in race number 3 of their season. We talked a little bit about that schedule previously during the opening of this broadcast. But a variety of other tracks here. We've got road racing, we've got short tracks, we've got dirt tracks. It's not just solely based on driving ovals. As much fun as these mile-and-a-half cookie-cutter tracks can be, here tonight in Texas, looking very loose. And in turn 1, turns 2 actually, we had caution number 1 here tonight. Let's see if we can get some green flag racing going. Pace truck pulls off, and for the second time officially, the green flag is going to come out. Back here live, VSRL SET Truck Series underway again. And another big wreck. That involves the 16 of Gardner. Actually, only Gardner gets the worst of it. I think Spiker might have been involved with it, but there's a wreck on lap number 6. They were just coming across the line. And the camber busted. Actually, the toe, it looks like the toe is completely knocked out. to the left front of the 16 as he staggers around this racetrack. Both front tires, the steering wheel completely misaligned. Let's go back on this instant replay and take a look at what happened here to the 16. Looking like some 3 wide action just behind them. Pressey, Gardner, Sanu, and the 8 of Langton. This is just inside the top 10, and Gardner comes down a little too far. Gets into Johnson on the front end, and then comes back up the racetrack and hits him again. Math actually gets a piece of that. Let's go on board here with John Sanu in the 86 and take another instant replay. Yeah, he just comes down across the front end of the 86 and then unfortunately comes back up into him. Slams him into the outside wall. Teresa Spiker also involved in that. She's going to bring it down pit road here. We know the pit road is closed here, but I think in that instance, better off to just go ahead and bring it down and take the start at the end of the line penalty for the number 70. Fagone has not even got the tires heated up. This truck is, it takes a while. These guys with the limited tire sets kind of going out the window if we keep progressing through these laps under caution. We haven't brought the ticker up yet, but we'll bring it up here under yellow and talk about it for a minute. So Fagone, Holland, Phillips, Hennings, Floyd, and unfortunately the 86 gets involved there. Didn't have a good restart, and Sanu falls out of the top 5 all the way back to get involved in that accident 3 wide. So that put him in that situation. Unfortunately, Nick Gardner comes down across the nose. Brings out caution number 2 of the night here at Texas. Southeast Tutoring Truck Series, Monday nights at 9 p.m. Make sure you hit that subscribe button to the channel and turn on your notifications so you never miss a single race here live on VSPEED. We bring you the full season of SET. We're going to take a quick commercial break, and we'll be back right after this.
Here comes Milo, big run out of 4. He's going to be there.
Tristan Martin's there. Cannot count out to 37.
Oh!
The wheel gets burned!
Cabot, where did he come from? Here comes Zwack.
A punch from the 33.
It's a drag race.
The Magic Man wins it Auto Club.
Here comes Milo, big run out of 4. He's going to be there.
Tristan Martin's there. Cannot count out to 37.
Oh!
The wheel gets burned!
Cabot, where did he come from? Here comes Zwack.
A punch from the 33.
It's a drag race.
The Magic Man wins it Auto Club.
Back here live, Beltway Coffee Code 200 at Texas Motor Speedway. We're 10 laps into this race, getting ready to go back green. Rick Fagone, Richard Holland, Ross Phillips, and Brian Hennings, the front 2 rows. Let's see if they can go green for a couple laps here. All these trucks, 34 of them, and an early retirement for the 55 of Justin Ritchie here tonight. But green flag back up in the air. And let's see if we can get through a lap. Right up on the bumper here is the 5 of Phillips, and you're actually seeing a shot of the engine here. Goes to the inside with Richard Holland to take over the lead. The 18 takes it over the lead lap number 11. First lap led there for the number 18, and Rick Fagone falls back to 3rd at the time being. The 24 of Dakota Floyd now to the inside of your pole sitter, trying to take over the 3rd spot. Brian Hennings has fallen off and starting in 2nd spot. He has the 94 of Nicholas Pressey to the inside, the 818 of Allgaier. Peeking his nose in there into the battle now. He gets to the inside. Looks like he's going to have to move. And he does get the pass completed for 6th. Sean Langton here in the 8th position. They've fallen off a little bit from the rest of this pack. Excuse me, the 6 of Justin Mullins. Just inside the top 10. He's in 10th position. A lot of passing going on behind him, though. Kobe Collins has his hands full with Chris Max, Randy Swale, Wade Palmer. Side by side into 1. And a dive bomb here by the 121 of Max. He's going to get the position and take away 17th. Saleh just behind him, trying to pass back up there after getting involved in that accident earlier. He's going to shoot high and almost take him 3 wide. There's the 41. Kyle Stewart on the move. He's going to get by Saleh here. Back up front, it's Richard Holland, Ross Phillips, Rick Fagone, the 70, I believe that's this 24. Of Floyd that just tagged the wall coming out of 2. Down the front stretch to lead another lap. The 18 gets another one in the books. 5 laps led here. Looking pretty good to start this race out, but it's going to be tough to get away from these guys. As opposed to usual, this truck doesn't drive away. The draft's a little more effective than it used to be. Nicholas Pressey under fire again from Hennings. On board here with the number 94. Started in 10th. He's up 4 spots where he began this race. This top 7 has pulled away. Big gap. Leading back to Sean Langton and the 19 O'Reilly Laverne. Then you have an even bigger gap back to the number 6 of Justin Mullins, the 7 of Dylan Disborough. So 10th place on back. They are 2.2 seconds back from Riley Laverne and 4.8 seconds back from your leader. Pass on the outside here for Disborough. And he's going to get it. Ritchie comes back out on the track. He was blinking out earlier. Said he had retired from this race, but the 55 is back out there. Maybe a disconnection for the 55, not entirely sure. I had connection issues myself driving, trying to get into the session. So interested to see if some of these guys do have issues later on in this race. Kobe Collins 3 wide into turns 3 and 4. The 22 of Gunter backs out of it, but he's 3 wide anyway. On the outside, on the inside, the 72. What a move there by Daniels. Almost gets another pass in. Look at Nick Gardner coming back up through here and trying to race his way back into the top 10 after getting involved in that second caution of the night. A lot of 3 wide action going on here in 1 and 2. All the way down to the bottom here for the 16. He's going to take him 4 wide for a second. Diving it down into 3 and 4. The 15 backs out of it. The 72 going to peek the middle and And what a move there by Nick Gardner to pick up another position. What a race going on back here. Picking up one at a time for the 16, trying to race back through the field, then back up front. We have Holland, Phillips pulling away from Allgaier a little bit. To the front two, and chasing each other in Vegas. They're chasing each other here in Texas. Peeking now to the inside, doesn't have the move yet. Phillips wants the lead. We went back green here for 10 laps now. Rocky start to this race, but now starting to shape up as the field spreads out. A variety of different talents and different skill levels and experience in iRacing in this league. But they put on an excellent show at Vegas, mitigating it down to only 2 cautions, if I remember correctly. It's an excellent race there last week. Now here at Texas tonight. Look how spread out this field has gotten all the way back to 10th. There's Mark Math in the 12th position, the 199. Chasing down the number 6 of Justin Mullins. 88 of Cole Jarrett on his back bumper. And Nick Gardner has worked his way up to the 16th position after getting around Kyle Stewart. The racing has not subsided back here, though. It's still a lot of side-by-side racing, shuffling for position outside the top 20. And we got a car in the wall. That was the 86 of John Sanu. That truck has seen better days. It's got a lot of right side damage. And after getting involved in that first lap caution, the 86, actually second lap caution, can't remember correctly, I think it was the first one. Some racing going on here between Collins and Ritchie now. This is for 24th. And almost a 3 wide there with the 47 in the middle. John Buell trying to get out of there. A lot of creativity in the lines, trying to get around these guys. 707 is going to dive it all the way down to the bottom. A really high entry there for the 47. Ritchie actually going to get to the inside now. Not going to have the run off the corner that he wanted, though. So Ritchie does not get the pass. The 47 holds on to 25th. And we've lost the number 18 of Richard Holland. He blinks out there for just a second. It was showing Ross Phillips as the leader, but he comes back out. He's looking good. So the spread all the way back here to 7th position, starting to accordion back up. The drivers that had pulled away earlier starting to get tracked back down. 0.8 of a second now for the 818 of Allgaier. He has the pole sitter Rick Fagone behind him, Nicholas Pressey, Dakota Floyd, and Brian Hennings, the top 7. Then a decent gap back here to Sean Langton in the number 8. Riley Laverne trying to keep up with Langton in the top 10 to Disbro. He's also got a pretty sizable gap back to Mark Math, 2.4 seconds. Mark Math with a bunch of damage on that left front. I'm really impressed with Math's ability to keep that truck up front in the top 15. Get a really good shot of it. Right here, you can see the left front damage as he goes around into turn 1. You'll see it. The entire left front fender missing on that truck. He actually has the 16 of Nick Gardner starting to chase him down. And we've got a yellow flag. It looks like John Buell and Thad Miller get involved. So trouble out there on the racetrack. John Buell gets checked up. Thad Miller's going to park it. He can't get the truck rolling. That truck is stationary. He's going to have to tow it. So let's take an instant replay and find out what happened here. And contact with the outside wall, bounces off and takes the 13 straight into the outside wall. One of the worst parts of the racetrack to hit the wall. Parts flying all off of that truck. Just not able to get it going. Let's go back one more time here and watch it on board with the 47. Gets a little too close to the wall, comes down into him, and rips the whole nose off of that 13. Well, pit stops have begun. Here they come down pit road. Richard Holland leading them in, and everybody going to come down and get 4 tires and fuel. Four tires, definitely not the time. I would say 4 tires. Actually, Richard Holland's going to just elect to take fuel only as he exits pit road. We've got a few different drivers that elect to take fuel only. All the way back to the number 16 of Nick Gardner. 7.1 in the box for the number 16. So Gardner a little bit off on the strategy that these guys are on because of the early wreck. So he was able to come back down pit road, top off with fuel. So these fuel-only drivers that came in, they're going to be in a little bit different situation. But Benjamin Richards stays out. You've got the 01 of Jimmy Sox. The 70 of Teresa Spiker trying to get one of those laps back, I do believe. So going to get a wave around here for the 70 after going a lap down. And the number 9 of Richards will take over the lead on lap number 31. If you're watching the Beltway Coffee Co. 200 at Texas Motor Speedway, we're taking another quick commercial break, get our cameras fixed. We'll be back right after this.
Here comes Milo, big run out of 4. He's going to be there.
Tristan Martin's there. Cannot count out to 37.
Oh!
Cabot,
Where did he come from? Here comes Zwack.
A punch from the 33.
It's a drag race.
The Magic Man wins it Auto Club.
Beltway Coffee Co. 200 back here live from Texas Motor Speedway. We've completed 32 laps here tonight out of 133, so about 100 to go when we take the green back here live at Texas. The number 9 decides to bring it down pit road. Benjamin Richards thought better of that move, but the 01 of Jimmy Sox is committed. He's going to stay out here on this stint, and we're about to see the 01 with 23 lap old tires. I know that the officially really only about 12 or 13 under green, but the tire fall off in Texas is so fast. And these guys running somewhere in the 29-second range on their out laps here tonight, falling off all the way to like 30 30.6, 30.7 with just those 10 laps under green. It's only going to get worse from here for Jimmy Socks. These guys also going to be on a different fuel strategy than the 01, so it's going to be interesting, but I believe, if memory serves me correctly, attrition for the 01. The tires are just not going to hold up. He will get some laps led under yellow, but situationally, the 01 is going to have a tough time holding off a lot of hungry trucks. Some of these other guys did elect not to take tires, but if you go from about 12th place on back, Dakota Floyd electing to take tires, Nicholas Pressey down pit road for some 4 tires. A few of these guys are going to be a lot faster. Let's find out. 01, the 18, side by side coming to the line, getting ready to go back racing. Green flag up in the air, and we're back live at Texas. A great start there for the 01 gets a big jump. And the 818 of Allgaier gets by Richard Holland on the inside for second. 3 wide just behind them. For a millisecond there, the 94 Pressey was in the middle. He jumps down to the inside. Langton passing the pole sitter, Rick Fagone, falling back to the 8th position right here. So Langton gets around. Now down on the back stretch, it's Pressey, Langton for 6th. And Gardner now into the hunt. Just outside the top 10 for him. Riding on board here with the number 16. He's back to where he pretty much began this race after that first caution. 36 laps into this. All the way down on the bottom. Look at that line. A little bit different than what everybody else is doing. Trying to get around the number 7 of Disbro now. Disbro got a good run on the outside. And Allgaier's going to take over the lead. So he actually has led 2 laps, and the 818 takes it over. Somewhere in the midst of us watching these battles deeper in the pack, the 818 sneaks by the 18. And Richard Holland now in second. Dakota Floyd gets by Phillips. Pressey goes by Phillips. 2 passes in 1 corner, and now maybe another change for the lead as the 24 of Floyd gets to the inside. Down the back stretch here for another one. So on lap 38, it's the number 24 being chased by Nicholas Pressey here. And Floyd takes it over. Allgaier has fallen off, and some of these drivers, you saw Floyd, he took tires. So Pressey, also one of those trucks that took 4. These guys had no problem getting down to the inside and driving by the leaders. Now driving away, 1.1 seconds separating the 24 and the 818. Deeper in the pack, though. Still the same. Outside the top 20, these guys have been passing a lot. Side by side here with Mullins. There's the 63 of Max Cost. Started in 23rd, currently running 24th here tonight. He's got the 19 of Riley Laverne on the outside now for 24th, trying to get the pass down the backstretch. Not able to get to the door. Nick Gardner passing the number 7 of Disbro. Back into the top 10 here for the 16. If he can clear him, he does. And now the 16 is going to go to work on Jimmy Sox, who stayed out during that last stint. Truck a little bit looser than the rest of this field, that low fuel tank. Actually tighter if you want to get technical. A lot of racing left to be done. Dakota Floyd, Nicholas Pressey, they've pulled out. They're side by side here, a battle for the lead down the backstretch. Pressey's going to get by the 24 into the entrance of 3 with a big run out of 2. He carries that momentum and another change for the lead. Pressey going to lead his first lap. Back here in the 3rd spot, though, it's the guys that were leading before that caution. On lap 44, it's Richard Holland and Ross Phillips running 3rd and 4th. Stephen Allgaier was able to get up and get a lap led, but now back into the 5th position. Sean Langton, Rick Fagone, Brian Hennings, Jimmy Sox, and Nick Gardner, the top 10. So a lot of these battles have subsided, but some side-by-side for 15th. That's Wade Palmer on the outside with Kai Shapper. Going into this week, we talked about the points a little bit. There's the points graphic back up on your screen again. All the different racing that's went on this season. You had racing at Daytona Super Speedway in Las Vegas. Now we're sitting here at Texas, very similar to Las Vegas. This battle just behind. 5 points separating the top 3. Pressey gets passed back by Dakota Floyd. That brings up another lead change. And 6 lead changes, 3 cautions here tonight. Floyd looking like he's trying to run away with it. We asked John Sanu if they would be on the same strategy as they were at Vegas. Looks like Floyd took that to heart. Comes down pit road the first opportunity, takes tires. Kai Shapert, Wade Palmer going at it again, almost 3 wide here. Kyle Stewart just in front of him. Shapert able to get by, now to the inside of Stewart for 14th position. He does get the run, gets by him. And put the number 43 up to P14. Jimmy Sox, who stayed out there during that last caution, has fallen all the way back to the 11th position. Still holding on, got 4 laps led under caution there. And the inevitable thing happened. These tires are just worn out. A couple drivers that took tires. And then some guys that were up ahead of the 0-1 before that caution get back by him. The 33 now. Paul McDonald going around on the outside, putting Jimmy Sox out of the top 10. Jacob Daniels going around as well. And here comes the 0-1 down pit road. And we've got a caution as Jimmy Sox comes down pit road. The 707 of David Collins has an issue here. The truck is tore up. Let's see what happened here to Mr. Collins. Well, back here, that's the number 6 in front of him, of Justin Mullins. We're going by the 19 of Laverne. Dives down to the inside, moves up the track a little too much in front of Laverne. He came up in front of him And a little tag there. Not sure who that was. Let's get another angle on this. That was the 03. I'm entirely sure who that was. Nonetheless, that's going to bring out caution number 4 of the night here. And bringing it back down pit road, Dakota Floyd leading them in. Looks like the 24 is going to elect to take his fuel-only stop here. The 94 on the same page, so these guys down and away. Then it's Fagone and Hennings, Holland. These guys all going to elect to take 4 tires this time through. And there's the number 8 of Sean Langton. He picks up a position up to 6th. Down and away for the rest of this field, taking 4 tires. Dakota Floyd Pressey going to maintain the lead. But they're going to have about 7-8 laps on these tires that just going to put them behind the 8 ball. Going to change the situation a little bit. In fact, let's bring up a driver that we talked to a little bit this season. The number 24 of Dakota Floyd. Dakota Floyd, it's Bradley Cooper up in the VSPEED booth. Do you have a copy?
I hear you.
Now, Dakota, we kind of talked to John there momentarily during the other caution, and then John had some issues of his own, but we asked him if the strategy was going to be the same as it was at Vegas, and it seems like you've kind of changed it up here. You took tires on your first stop, and now you're going to do that fuel only on the second yellow. Do you think that changes things a little bit?
Certainly, because I was really hoping we stayed green, we keep driving away, put tires on again. If we go checkered to the end, we're in a really good spot. But now, we're in the bad spot with the guys behind us all on fresh tires looking to get around us. So, hoping for another yellow so we can all get on the same cycle again. If not, it's all comes down to a call.
Well, the gambles, sometimes they pay off, sometimes they don't. We're going to find out here as we'll get ready to double up. Dakota, congratulations there on the strategy and changing it up. I think this one's going to work.
I really hope so, because if we remember last season, my strategy didn't work out at Texas last time, so let's hope it works out this time.
I think you're in the right page here this time. So good luck out there, Dakota Floyd, and we'll put you back down.
All right, appreciate it, Coop.
16-1 Motorsports. Driver Dakota Floyd getting ready to go green here to lead him into turn 1 with Nicholas Pressey on the outside, Richard Holland, Ross Phillips, Stephen Allgaier, and Sean Langton. Rick Fagone, Jacob Daniels, Brian Hennings, Frank Zingen finds his way up into the top 10 here tonight for the first time. Starting back at 15th, he's up 5 positions. Biggest gainer of the night is the 21 of Jacob Daniels, started back in 29th position. Look where he is now, 8th spot for the 72. That's a lot of trucks passed, but he's got to maintain that. And all these drivers here for Beltway Coffee, kind of on a different strategy. We'll go back here and check in on Johnson New. He's down pit road again to top off with some fuel, maybe get some of that damage repaired. Got a little bit of left side damage on that number 86, but nonetheless, kind of come back out on the racetrack in the 27th position. Lights are out on the pace truck. We're doubled back up. Getting set to go back green here for the 5th time tonight. And everybody out there in the chat, if you're paying any attention to my voice at all, if you're not tired of hearing it yet this season, go ahead and post your favorite driver in the chat. We can try to get them on camera. I know there's a lot of fans and family that are out there watching these races. They go live at 9 p.m. Eastern time, so if you're watching this in the previous, the post-state of the race as a video on demand, 9 p.m. on Monday Eastern time is when you can catch it live here on VSPEED. But here comes the pace truck down pit road. Dakota Floyd, Nicholas Pressey with a little bit older tires, going to lead him into turn 1. Richard Holland and Ross Phillips behind him. Let's see if there's any tire spin. That's what we got to look out for. Here we go, green flag back out in the air. And there is some tire spin and some trucks getting whirly back here with Laverne having a tough time getting it going. And trucks loose down the backstretch. We're going into the inside wall. He gets toppled and the 41 gets into the back of him. And now just praying that no one hits him. Trucks are completely stopped down the backstretch. We went back green at lap 55. And unfortunately, the yellow comes out. Let's go back and take a look at what happened here to Rick Fagone. We saw him getting loose. He gets run over by the 41. There's just really nowhere to go for the 41 of Stewart. Stewart gets toppled as well after hitting him. Let's go on board here with the number 41 and see what he saw. There's Fagone getting loose, and the 818 of Allgaier, they follow each other into the wall. Unfortunate there for the 41. He gets hit by 4 different trucks. One more time here with the number 10 as we go into turns 1 and 2. Let's get a better angle of this. Here's the restart. You can see it getting loose already. He's chasing it up the track, but it just gets super loose. The 818 of Allgaier also getting loose. There's just nowhere to go for the rest of this field. It's such a big field. You start to lose it there and make a mistake. 22 of Shane Gunter pulling a donut to get back the right direction. The 43 unfortunately involved in this as well. That's Kai Shappert. He was having a good race. So Floyd able to hang on for another lap. 57 out of 133 of the night here. Coming up on halfway. Inching ourselves closer to that. You're watching the Beltway Coffee 200 from Texas Motor Speedway, live on VSPEED. We're going to take another quick commercial break. And we'll be back right after this.
And here comes Milo, big run out of 4. He's going to be there.
Tristan Martin's there. Cannot count out to 37.
Oh!
The Milo gets burned!
Cabot, where did he come from?
Here
comes Swack.
A punch from the 33.
It's a drag race.
The Magic Man wins it Auto Club.
Beltway Coffee Code 200 back here live at Texas Motor Speedway. 58 laps complete. right there, just about 10 laps shy of the halfway mark. Live on VSPEED. Nicholas Pressey and Dakota Floyd have stayed out the entirety of this run. They've made their bed. They're gonna have to lay in it, but I don't foresee this being a bad call with them skipping the tires on the second stop. I think another caution will come out and even out this field. Track position has been so important here tonight. I would have to say that this is probably a good call for the 24 and the 94. Ross Phillips and Richard Holland haven't had that opportunity yet to get by the 24 and the 94. Nick Gardner up there in the top 5 or so. Looks like he's 6th position. He'll be starting on the outside. It's Floyd, Pressey, Phillips, Langton, and Holland up here in the top 5. Then Langton in there as well. Gardner, Disbro, Zengin, Mullins, and Palmer. We're doubled up, getting ready to go green again. Pressey having a little bit of a blinking issue there, a little connection problem, but we're hoping that that levels itself out. Race number 3 of the 15 race season getting set to go back underway. Race truck about to pull off, make the left-hand turn for the 6th time tonight. Off of turn 4, it's gonna be Floyd hitting the loud pedal. Hopefully no tire spin. He does slip him a little bit, but he gets a good shot. And we're back underway in racing. Phillips does not have the answer yet. He's going to poke his nose to the inside here in 3 and 4. That does allow him to take over the lead, so another change. Ross Phillips with an excellent restart, sticking with the 24 of Floyd. He pulls away to lead his first lap of the night. And back here behind him, Langton and Gardner going at it hard for the 5th position. Gardner dives down to the bottom in 1 and 2. He's now to the inside. Pressey probably going to get past. He's a little bit slower with those tires. Langton now in the middle. Looks to the inside, now to the outside, trying to get around Pressey. These tires holding on better than I thought they would. These guys are still struggling to get around the 24 and the 94. They've been able to hold up to it thus far. 2 laps into this run. Langton, Holland, not able to get around, but now 3 wide as they come off of turn 2. There's Gardner down to the bottom. He's going to march it into the inside. Try to get a run on the 24. Now to the inside of the 94. Not quite able to get around just yet. Maybe gets the slide job here as they come off of 2, but here comes the number 7 on the back bumper. Out of nowhere, Dylan Disbro. He's going to mess up this party for the number 16, who just got into the top 5. And we've got some 3 wide battles going on back here for just inside the top 20. 17th position, the 9 hits the outside wall. That's Benjamin Richards, and he gets tagged by the 6 of Mullins. Will we stay green? Somehow. There's the 10 of Fagon, who got loose on that last restart, trying to race his way back into the top 10. He's up to 18th spot, but getting passed by the 9 here of Richards. Side by side as they go into 3 and 4. Just in front of them, we've got Riley Laverne, Ty Shappert, the 818, the 00. A lot of side by side for 15th. 62 way up the track, and they're 3 wide coming out of 2. He's able to hold it through the middle and allow that transition for the 00 to get by. 818 of Allgaier gets by all of them and goes into the 13th position. Now looking to the inside of John Sanu. Richard Holland, Sean Langton, Nick Gardner, they all get around. Dakota Floyd, Dylan Disbro as well. Wade Palmer up to the 6th position. Great race for him. 25 spots up for the number 29. Riding on board here with the number 29 of Palmer. Trying to chase down those leaders, and we've got a yellow out on the racetrack. Looks like Paul McDonald gets involved with it. Left front fender missing on this machine. 88. Old Jarrett also involved. Let's go back and take a look at what happened. Not really seeing it yet. The 88 runs up on the back of Teresa Spiker on the outside and gets in maybe a little bit of net code there. Oh, and he sends the 01 up into the air. Wow. Jimmy Sox goes for a ride here. On board here with the 01 of Sox. He just has nowhere to go. So let's see if we can get a better look at what happens here off the back bumper of Teresa Spiker. Doesn't look like these guys really touched. Not a great angle. I don't know if I really have a good angle. Let's see if we can get it on the blip camera. Right here, let's see how close they get down the backstretch. It doesn't look like they actually made contact. Spiker does come up a little bit, so that is... But the 88 has to come out of that corner a little bit higher, up towards the wall. I can't really blame either one of them for that incident. Unfortunately, though, it does lead us to our 8th or 6th caution of the night. So trucks come down pit road, get some service to their machines, and I'm sorry that we missed the pit stops, but it was just trying to sort all that out. Does shake up the top 10 a little bit, and here is Wade Palmer in the lead now after staying out. 16 laps on these tires. Probably about 5 of them under green. So a lap lead here for the 29. Let's talk to old Wade Palmer here when we have a chance. Lights are still on the pace truck, so we should have an opportunity here. Well, he's actually muted in the Discord, so we're not going to have that chance. Unfortunate. Well, let's talk to another driver. We have the number 62 of Frank Zingen that we can pull up here in the broadcast booth. Frank Zingen, it's Bradley Cooper up in the broadcast booth and VSPEED. You got a copy?
Yeah, how you doing?
We're doing all right. Frank, you see some guys in front of you. You've all stayed out, but really we only have about 5 laps on these tires under speed. Do you think that this strategy is going to play out well to keep track position?
Well, they got brand new tires 5 laps ago. I'm still on a first set.
Still on the first set.
Yeah, trying to hold out. There's been so many cautions. I think 2 sets at the end of the race is going to pay off.
Well, the 62 sitting in the 3rd position. I know that the track position has been so important. It's tough to pass here. You find yourself from the 15th into the top 3. What do you think here?
6 out.
Yeah, I mean, it's just a matter of where the cautions fall, and we've seen a lot of strategies out the window here tonight, so you got to gamble.
Exactly. I mean, if I fall back, I'll have the tires to come back forward, hopefully.
Well, the number 62, Penny Stackers Chevrolet, getting ready to go back green. Frank, good luck out there. We're looking
Thanks
forward
a lot.
to it. So it's the number 62 of Frank Zingen, and Wade Palmer is going to lead him in to turn 1 for this restart on lap 70 out of 133. We're past the halfway mark. BeltwayCoffeeCo.com. You guys should go check that out here. We're racing the Beltway Coffee Co. 200 here at Texas. Second race that Beltway has sponsored. They sponsored the premier event at Daytona. It was an excellent race. They ran 65 laps caution-free. Vegas, an even better race. A lot of different strategies came into play. We had a lot of green flag laps, but here tonight, a little bit caution-plagued at Texas. Nonetheless, it's been entertaining to watch with all the different strategies, all these different drivers staying out, trying to get track position. And now, the number 29 of Wade Palmer is going to lead him into turn 1. So since we're past halfway, I know you have a volume knob on your mobile device, on your PC, whatever you may be watching this on. Let's crank it up here for the restart for a couple laps. Green flags back underway. Stephen Allgaier takes over the lead. He's checked out to almost a full second over Wade Palmer and the number 29, who's holding on for dear life over Ross Phillips. Phillips hasn't had an answer here yet for the number 29, and the 29 goes out wide. That will allow the 5 to clear him as they go down the backstretch. The number 8 of Langton now getting by on the inside as well as they go into 3. Palmer falls back to 4th. 5th spot, Nick Gardner. Richard Holland, 6th. And as this shakes out, it looks like those tires yet again have not prevailed. Just a couple laps is all it takes to make these things fall off a couple tenths. Now peeking to the inside in 1 and 2. Gardner, who's had an up and down day all night, finds himself into the top 5 yet again. Side by side here with Richard Holland as he dives to the inside to try to pass the 29. He loses momentum, but he's going to get it back here in 3 and 4. Number 7 coming back to spoil the party. That's Dylan Disbrow. Disbrow has been in and out of this top 10 several times tonight as well, and they're side by side now for the 7th position. Gardner has been trying so hard to get around this number 29, but further on back, there's some racing going on here with Brian Hennings and Justin Ritchie. Chris Max in that hunt as well. Further back behind that, side by side with John Sanu and Nicholas Pressey. Guy Shepard just behind them. Pressey up into the outside wall. Stewart trying to peek the middle, and the 43 goes into the outside. Gets into the 94, and the 10 of Fagone has nowhere to go. And we're going to stay green. And the 10 of Fagone's got to bring it down pit road. He doesn't. He stays out, but he's got a lot of damage. Let's go back on the instant replay. Just nowhere to go. He's going to go 3 wide there for a moment. The 0-0 on the inside. That's unfortunate there for the number 10 of Fagone. He's had a great start to this race. Started up on the pole, but it's just been downhill from there. Battle for the lead is heating up, though. Stephen Allgaier has been chased down by the number 5 of Ross Phillips. Sean Langton also chasing them down. Dive to the bottom here for Phillips to take the lead over again for the second time. There's his 8th lap lead of the night. And with all the different cycles on pit strategy, Allgaier has his hands full now. He has about 10 lap different tires than the rest of this field, but he's done an impressive job holding on to it. $80 laps in the books as they come off of turn 4. Allgaier, Langton, battling it out for the second position. Just behind them, Richard Holland, battling with the 29 of Palmer. Hasn't been able to complete this pass, and Gardner and Disbrow back at it again outside the top 5. But more of the same. The top 7 pulls away. Pretty sizable gap back to 8th, and Brian Hennings 2.6 seconds from him, to Nick Gardner. Justin Ritchie in 9th. Dakota Floyd, who's on a little bit different strategy, in 10th. Side by side here for 12th. The 19 gets around John Sanu. That's Riley Laverne. He's up 8 positions from where he began this race. Everybody's been up and down tonight, but it's really unfortunate here. Rick Fagone, he's actually hit pit road, came down, got the damage repaired. He's went 1 lap down, but he's done what he's had to do here tonight. Side by side for 16th position, the 00, the 9. What a squeeze there by the 00 in front of the hood of Benjamin Richards. Now they're side by side coming down the backstretch. Dale and Richards into 3. And they also have the number 70 of Teresa Spiker 2 laps down in front of them. This battle for 3rd, 2nd through 3rd, 4th position has really heated up, though. Langton under fire, Phillips under fire, the top 4 right on top of each other. Allgaier had a little bit of a run, and it's really been impressive what he's done with these older tires. 10 lap difference from when they pitted last. Langton 16 laps ago. Allgaier 26 laps ago. It's been an incredible drive for all of this top 4. They've pulled away a little bit from Dylan Disbrow. He is almost a second behind these guys. And Nick Gardner now just running his own race, trying to maintain the gap with Disbrow and Palmer. Another impressive drive here for Palmer, up 24 positions. He's kept it in the 7th spot. Back here a little bit further in the 8th to 9th position, you've got Brian Hennings and Justin Ritchie on board with the back of Brian Hennings in the 74. Good race here tonight for the 74. Started outside the pole. He's fallen off a little bit, down 6 from where he began this race. But not a terrible run so far. Justin Ritchie also having a good run after getting caught up in lap 1 with that accident. Dakota Floyd in the 24 in the 10th spot. 87 laps rather, into this race. Floyd's going to have to figure this out because this setup has changed tremendously. But again, the top 4 have not left each other. Any moment we could have a pass for the lead as they run 1, 2, 3, 4 orange speed. The 1st and 3rd place. VRX there to the bottom. Looking for the lead now is Allgaier. And a little blink there with the 818. We're back on board with them. Side by side as they go into 3 and 4. And running it up a little wide there, getting really close to the number 5. But he's able to pass for the lead. Impressive driving by Allgaier to get by the 5 of Phillips. With that old of tires, I can't believe he's able to do that. On board with the number 18 of Richard Holland, sitting back watching this battle for the lead. These guys diving to the bottom here to miss the lap truck. The number 33 now going a lap down. That's Paul McDonald losing another lap. Pass back for the lead. Phillips, almost some contact going into 1. Allgaier got a big run out of 4. He gets back to the inside. Side by side again down the backstretch. Another great battle for the lead. Pinches him down to the apron. Allgaier holds it, and he's going to lead another lap. This has allowed Langton to catch up. And contact. The 5 of Phillips turns the 818 into the wall. Yellow is out, and the 16 of Gardner loses control and hits the inside wall. And he does, and he misses it just barely. But the 818 of Allgaier gets turned. And that was for the lead. And I think we have some more problems here. The 818 came back down the track as another truck was coming and now gets stuck into the tire barrier. Let's go back and watch this all unfold. I'm not sure who that was that he came down in front of. We didn't really have a good angle of that. But here it is down the front stretch. Let's get it from our drone camera. He rides the outside wall and Gardner locks up the brakes. He does keep control of it. But let's go on board here because he's trying to get back up to speed. And I'm not entirely sure who he hits here. Oh, he saw the pace truck. That was a 47 of John Buell. On board the nose here. He just doesn't see him coming. That totals both those trucks. But here it comes down pit road. Ross Phillips going to lead him in. Not sure if we can really pin that on any one driver, but I'm sure the admins are reviewing it. For the EOL penalty, might just be chalked up to a racing deal. Down and away here for Phillips, and he's going to win the race off of pit road. It's going to be Langton Holland. Really close race there with Gardner, and I believe that was... I'm not entirely sure who that was down there on the bottom. But Palmer's going to also stick it down pit road, and he's going to stay out here. I think he missed his box. He came down pit road and missed the box. He missed it entirely, so he just drives through pit road. So all that work there for the 29 team gets reset. The lights will go out on the pace truck here very soon, but this is the Beltway Coffee Co. 200 live from Texas Motor Speedway. We're going to take another quick commercial break, go side by side. We'll be back right after this.
here comes Milo. Big run out of 4. He's going to be there.
Tristan Martin's there. Cannot count out to 37.
Oh!
The Milo gets burned!
Cabot, where did he come from? Here comes Dweck.
A punch from the 33.
It's a drag race.
The Magic Man wins it Auto Club.
Back here live from Beltway Coffee Co. 200 at Texas Motor Speedway. We've had 7 cautions here tonight with 14 lead changes. A little bit caution plagued here at Texas, but nonetheless, it's been some decent racing. Ross Phillips takes over the lead after a little bit of a contact with the 818 of Allgaier, who had raced his way back up to the front. Unfortunately, contact, and that takes the 818 back to the 21st position. He's actually down pit road right now as we speak. But side by side here with Ross Phillips, Sean Langton gonna start this thing off. Richard Holland, Nick Gardner, row number 2. Then you have Dylan Disbrow, John Sanu, Justin Ritchie, Brian Hennings, Riley Laverne, and Kobe Collins. Dakota Floyd back and forth there in that top 10. So here we go again. We've got about 40 laps to go, roughly. We take the green 38, I believe. Ross Phillips on the inside, going to lead him into turn 1. Pace truck pulls off, getting ready to go back underway here from Texas. Beltway Coffee Co. 200 is back green and racing. And a great restart there for the number 5 of Phillips. Side by side back behind them, you've got John Sanu, Nick Gardner, the 7 of Disbrow, the 24 of Floyd, and the 74 of Hennings in this mix. This is from 4th position back to 8th. And still side by side, and 3 wide contact there with the 74 of Hennings gets up into the 7 of Disbrow. They're still 3 wide as they go into 3 and 4. Now clearing out, Disbrow falls out in the middle. The 74 of Hennings gets around, but man, he is on the move here. Trying to get back to that 2nd spot. Floyd gets by the inside of Gardner. Gardner's going to cut it down a little bit here, and Hennings now getting to the inside down the backstretch. Car in the wall just behind them. That was John Sanu exiting turn 2. Gets a little wide and loses a couple positions. Back up here towards the front, though. Ross Phillips starting to pull away with Richard Holland over Langton. On board here with the number 8. He has pulled out 0.6 of a second, but has lost 0.4 to the guys in front of him. Running a little bit lower line, and then back here side by side again with Hennings on the outside of Gardner. The 7 of Disbrow peeking his nose in there as well. All the way down to the bottom for Disbrow. Gets a little pop on the throttle and loses the nose. That allows the 62 of Frank Zingen now to get up on the bumper. Zingen electing to come down and get those 4 fresh tires. Back up here in the top 10 for the 62 tonight. To the inside of Disbrow now for the 6th or 7th position. Pinnings trying to get around Gardner. That is also catching up to the 24 of Floyd. Langton has caught back up to Holland. So a three-way battle for the lead. Coming off of 1 and 2. Phillips still in the lead here. 102 laps in the books. We've got about 31 to go. This top 3 is just completely checked out for the rest of this field. Some racing going on amongst teammates for the 14th spot. Jacob Daniels gets around John Sanu. Next closest battle on the racetrack is between Rick Fagone and this is 22 of Shane Gunter. Fagone gets back on the lead lap. That's your pole sitter, started up front here tonight. Had the fastest lap time during qualifying. It's just such a rough race here for the number 10. Can he get back up there? A little tag in the grass there for the 5 of Phillips. They are pushing these trucks to the raggedy edge. And Holland backing up that corner, trying to get a run out of 2. It looks like he's going to get to the inside in 3 and 4. Langton going to follow suit, maybe. And a little mistake there by the 5. Some lap traffic coming into the mix now. The 707 keeps it up on the outside. You have the 70 of Spiker going up, trying to stay out of the way, and that's well done. But Richard Holland taking over the lead here on lap 105. Sean Langton gets around Ross Phillips for second. Now going after Richard Holland for the lead. All over the back bumper, actually lifts out of it a little bit. Backs that corner up a little too much, maybe. Falling back to Ross Phillips now. Benjamin Richards, a bunch of trucks actually behind Richards. Cressy, Jarrett, Gunter, they're all racing 2-3 wide, coming out of turns 2. And now some contact there with the 22. He moves up in front of the 88. On board here with the 88 of Jarrett. Way up the racetrack here for the 94 of Cressy as they come out of 1 and 2. That allows the 88 to get to the inside. Cressy gets a good run off of turn 2, though. He's going to maintain the top 20 in 19th spot. So the gaps here, more of the same. Looking like the top 10 is in its own bracket. Top 9, rather. 3.1 seconds back to the 29 of Wade Palmer. Then you jump up here to Riley Laverne, who's just on the tail end of this battle in front of him. And then you have the top 3. Richard Holland actually gets past by Sean Langton for the lead while we're watching those battles going on back there. He takes it over. So let's go back and watch when this happens. Uses that apron to rotate. It looks like he's going to get a good run here. Holland might make a mistake. I'm not entirely sure. When we go back on the instant replay, Langton does take over the lead about this lap. Holland goes wide into 1. That allows the 8 to get to the inside here. And down the backstretch, he's got the preferred line. He's going to run it down to the bottom, down the backstretch, and there he goes to take over the lead. Back in our live angle, hitting by the number 33 right here, Paul McDonald. O'Donnell having a tough night here tonight. And all these different trucks have accordioned back up to the top three. Brian Hennings now in the 4th spot has caught the back of Ross Phillips. Most likely going to have one more pit stop here under green if they can keep it that way. And you hear some clutching here for the 74 of Hennings. He might be thinking that they can make it to the end. A lot of saving going on, but the top 7, top 8 starting to race each other. Side by side here with Hennings and Dakota Floyd. On a little contact there with Floyd and Gardner. Hennings way up the racetrack in 1 and 2. He's going to lose 2 spots here. Now peeking to the inside for the 24. He's inside of the number 5 of Phillips. And a shuffle here in 3 and 4. Phillips getting freight trained. Stuck up there on the outside is not where you want to be in 3 and 4. He loses 3 spots as they go through there. Now side by side with Floyd and Holland. Langton under fire for 2 different trucks. And to the lead is Dakota Floyd. Taking over on lap 114. The 24 truck gets it done. So many battles going on behind these guys, though. Langton really off the pace here as he comes out of 4, or out of 2. He's got Holland to the outside. He's got Disbro. He's got Phillips to the inside. 3 wide as they go into 3 and 4. And we hear clutching again. This is on board with the number 24, Dakota Floyd. These guys going to try to stretch the fuel as far as they can. Let's see if any savings going on here with the number 18 of Richard Holland. Everybody's saving up here in this top 10, it seems. Riley Laverne on board with him coming out of 2. He tags the outside wall just a little bit there. Now a truck to the inside. Doesn't sound like he's saving. The 62 of Zinjin now trying to get by for the 8th position. Dakota Floyd hanging on to the lead for the time being, but now Brian Hennings is starting to poke his nose into it. Now we have the 0-1. Jimmy Socks. He's going to create kind of a mess here for these drivers that are trying to save. Maybe some 3 wide as they go into 3 and 4. You could throw a blanket over this top 6. Holland falls off a little bit. They really have to save if they're going to stretch this run out. We took the green flag back with about 38 to go. This is going to be quite the stretch on fuel. And a pass for the lead. Floyd blocks the 5 of Phillips. Trying to get by the 121. As they go to the inside, that's Chris Max on the outside, lap down, but the 5 of Phillips gets a good run here coming out of 2. Side by side, almost 3 wide as they come off. Now the 121 actually pins the 7 of Disbro up on the outside. Disbro gets passed back by Nick Gardner. This top 6 is shuffled all over the place, and back to the lead here is the 5 of Phillips. He has Hennings all over the back bumper, though. Some other battles going on the racetrack. The 15 just getting passed by the 00, Brandy Swale. Frank Zingen passed by the 29 of Palmer. Still navigating some lap traffic here with about 11 laps to go. Zingen way off pace now. Allgaier gets by for the top 10. Allgaier looks like he's on a mission to get back to that 5. On the outside there, that's Kyle Stewart having a rough night. 4 laps down for the 29th position. Had a decent start to this race here tonight, but is down 12 from where he began this race. So it's Ryan Hennings getting a pass for the lead. He's going to lead this time by. And that's his first lap led as he goes by Ross Phillips on the outside just before the line coming out of turn 4. Looks like he's done saving. This cluster of trucks behind him, he's going to try to pull away from it. "11 laps to go for the 74. Can Brian Hennings hold off? Now a hard-charging 7 and 24. Disbro and Floyd starting to turn up the heat. Way up the track here for the 74. Gonna pinch him down on the exit and get a good run down the backstretch. Gonna maintain here for at least another lap or 2. It's Disbro all over the back bumper, and Gardner now in the hunt. The 7 tags the wall and opens up the door now for Gardner to take the inside. Change for the lead again on lap 126. Nick Gardner takes it over from the 16th position here tonight to first. These guys might just make it on fuel. They haven't been saving. I don't hear any clutching here on the 16. We're going back here to the 24 of Dakota Floyd. The 5 of Phillips. The 19 of Laverne now on the outside, trying to pass for 4th. And a peek to the inside by the 41. The 41 is actually 4 laps down. I'm not entirely sure why he stuffed his nose in there, but it did happen. These trucks are trying to save. It might have caught him a little off guard there as he came into 3 and 4. But Nick Gardner has pulled out 5. Oh, he's all over. He's catching up to Gardner now. He's just got such a run, and it's hard to predict where these trucks are going to end up. Here he comes to the outside here. He's going to pin Gardner down on the bottom, down the backstretch. Disbro, Hennings starting to catch up to the 16. Stewart gets one of those laps back the old-fashioned way. Riley Laverne. Oh my goodness. Almost some contact as they come off of turn 2. And there is contact, and Laverne down to the inside wall. 5 to go, and there's a caution. The 5's involved. The 8's involved. The 5 locks it down the backstretch. Let's take it back live here. Go back and watch this instant replay as they go down the backstretch. You can see the 3 wide. I don't know how we didn't have contact there. The 7 going to the inside of the 29. The 29 checks up. The 19 gets into him. The 5 comes into the inside of Phillips. Phillips losing a ton of ground here. Let's go on board here with the number 5. Nick Garner going to lead him down pit road for the final stop of the night. The 18 of Holland actually stays out. He's got a few takers behind him as well. What a mess of trucks come down pit road. Fuel only for the 16. If anybody has 2 tires or 4 tires, that would be the time to use them. Looks like Benjamin Richards is going to come down and get some tires. How about the 62 of Zingen? Did he have 4 tires left? We talked to him a little bit earlier in this race. The 818 stays out as well. It's going to be 3 laps to go for a green-white checker. I think we need to pull a guy up here and talk to him. Do we have an 818 of Stephen Allgaier? We do. There he is right there, Stephen Allgaier. It's Bradley Cooper in the VSPEED booth. Do you have a copy?
Yes, I do.
Stephen, you stay out here. The strategies that everyone was playing with saving fuel are completely out the window now. Gen X Chevrolet up in the front. What do we have in store here?
I don't know. It's going to be very, very close, and hopefully it's a good finish. It's been a tough battle all race, but I'm looking forward to the challenge.
We saw the challenge there when you and Ross Phillips, you had taken over the lead. You had 10-lap older tires than the 5 of Phillips, and somehow you were able to maintain speed and take it back over. Had a little contact there. Were there any hard feelings with that contact?
Nope. Like I said, it was just hard race, and I get where he was coming from, and could have backed off a little, but all good. I respect him.
Well, there's the 818 Gen X down there in the Discord all by himself. Good luck.
Yes, sir.
I appreciate the strategy here tonight by you guys.
Yes, sir. Bradley, it's called last name Aguiar.
Aguiar.
Thank you.
All right.
All right, love you guys.
So, Aguiar. I'm going to get that right. I promise. Hooked on Phonics version of that name just didn't work. Aguiar. Stephen Aguiar and Richard Holland. Going to be the front row. We've got Ross Phillips, Justin Ritchie, Nick Gardner, Benjamin Richards. Phillips somehow able to get back up there to the 3rd spot. Not entirely sure if he just won the race off of pit road. He's got 4 tires, it looks like. Are we back live? Let's confirm that we're back live, because I saw some of these guys that looked like took fuel only. Nick Gardner being one of those trucks. You've got 3 drivers up here in the top 10 that had 4 tires. Richard Holland, Ross Phillips, Justin Ritchie in the 55. What an up and down day for him tonight. Let's talk about that. The lights are still on the pace truck. Let's talk to Justin Ritchie for a moment. Well, Justin Ritchie, before we talk to you, can you confirm we're 2 to go?
Yeah.
Okay,
One to green.
1 to green? Okay, lights go out on the pace truck. They were still on as we came down the backstretch, so I'll put you back down there. Sorry about that.
No, you're good, man. It's gonna be.
It's going to be crazy. It is going to be crazy. He was just about to say that, but the 55 of Ritchie said it's going to be crazy. Not wrong at all. Here we go. Get back to go green for the green-white checker. Richard Holland, Stephen Aguirre, Ross Phillips, Justin Ritchie, Nick Gardner, the top 5. Green flag back up in the air. We're back live and racing for the final time here tonight. There they go into turn 1, and it's Richard Holland down to the bottom. He's got Ross Phillips following suit all over the back bumper, and yellow flag comes back out. It's Justin Mullins spinning on turn 2 exit. Turn 1 actually gets sent to the outside wall. Let's watch how this restart goes. Not sure if the 6 truck missed a shift here. Something happened there. He just gets sent to the inside and clips the number 9. The 10 of Fagone drives down to miss it. Let's get back on the instant replay here. He goes through the grass, gets loose. That's going to bring out another caution here tonight. 9 cautions, 21 lead changes. And now I think we can officially bring up the 55 of Ritchie. Let's pull him back up here. All right, let's try this again, Ritchie. You're down pit road, so I'll let you hit your pit stall real quick.
You're good.
All right, down in pit road. I know that this race has been crazy so far. You said it was going to get crazier. What do you expect for these last few laps?
It's an end under yellow.
It's in under yellow. Well, I can tell you this. We've had a lot of cautions here tonight. 9 cautions, 22 lead changes. We still got a lot of racing left to do. But you followed Ross Phillips down pit road here. You've got Aguirre, Gardner, Hennings, guys that you've been battling with all race long, and that extension to the race puts you guys in a bad spot with fuel.
Yeah, so me and Ross and Sean, I'm not sure if you caught my expedition through the infield grass, but I lost about 10 spots there. I was running in the top 10, and then burned up my stuff, so couldn't keep pace. And my only hope was to save fuel and try to, get a halfway decent restart and maintain as much position as I could. And then it went yellow, so I had like 2.8 laps remaining, so I was close to making it, but not close enough.
Yeah, it's been kind of the strategy here tonight, all out the window. Nobody really knows how to predict or know what's going on. But you're going to restart here in the 17th position. Hopefully, you can pick up a few more. You've been in and out of the top 10 all night tonight. Justin, good luck out there, man.
Yeah, thanks. Hopefully I don't recreate that lap 1, turn 1 incident.
Yeah, that was, it was really beyond your control. This truck looked really loose.
Oh, no, I was the loose guy. I'm the guy who spun.
Yeah, I know. I was just trying to be nice.
No, you're
happens.
good. It was brutal. It was a bad mistake.
But nonetheless, man, good luck out there, and let's see the finish.
Yeah, thanks, man. Hopefully I can talk to you soon.
Orange Speed SRT driver Justin Ritchie going to restart this green-white checker in the 17th position. So back up here towards the front, it's Aguirre, Gardner, Hennings, Disbrow, and Floyd. The guys that were really dominant during this race with Phillips, Holland. You had your pole sitter, the 10 of Fagon. He finds himself in the 19th position. So it's been an up and down day for all these guys. Very caution-plagued race. We're coming up on 3 to go. Lights will go out on the pace truck this time by getting ready to double up. So Brian Hennings, who started outside the pole, is going to have the advantage here on Gardner and Disbro. He can go with the leader. He might pick up a couple positions. Has to chase down the 818, though. Let's see what he has in store for us. As Aguilar leads him into turn 1. The 55 of Richie predicting this race would end under caution. And I don't know what you fans feel out there watching this broadcast right now. But if they make it to the white flag, I feel like we haven't seen the end of the fireworks here tonight. We might see a pass for the lead coming out of turn 4. Let's find out as the pace truck pulls off and gets ready to lead these guys into turn 1. Unleash the power with 2 Silverados on the front row. Aguilar sees the green flag up in the air into the Geico restart zone. And here we go, back live racing one more time at Texas. And not a good restart there for Gardner. He falls back to the 3rd position. Now Brian Hennings all over the back bumper of the 818. Taking a wide exit here down the backstretch. Doesn't get the speed. And a lot of racing going on back here as they're 3-4 wide. And contact there with the 8. Langton sideways, the 9. Big crash into 3 and 4. Langton pinching down the 9 as they came into 3. The 55 of Richie gets into the 9, but there's really no room for the 9 to go up. One more time as we come down the backstretch. And the 70 of Spiker gets sent to the inside, somehow able to save that truck. Right here's where it begins. There's just nowhere for the 9 to go. Langton pinching him all the way down the backstretch. So caution out. We had our race recap up there on the screen. It says 0 cautions. The race is over here tonight. Stephen Allgaier is going to win this thing under yellow. Aguilar, I apologize. Let's get the name right for our race winner. Brian Hennings coming home in 2nd. Nick Gardner 3rd. Dakota Floyd and Dylan Disbro the top 5. Post-race interviews with your top 3. We're going to take a quick commercial break. Stephen Allgaier going to burn it down on the front stretch momentarily. Under the power of the 74 of Brian Hennings, carrying him all the way back to the front stretch. Watching the Beltway Coffee Code 200 here at Texas. It is concluded under caution after 2 green-white checkers. The 818 of Steven Aguiar is able to get the win. And there's the finish here tonight. We'll be back right after this.
And here comes Milo, big run out of 4. He's going to be there.
Tristan Martin's there. Cannot count out to 37.
Oh!
The round gets burned!
Cabot, where did he come from? Here comes Zwack.
A punch from the 33.
It's a drag race.
The Magic Man wins it at Auto Club.
And here comes Milo, big run out of 4. He's going to be there.
Tristan Martin's there. Cannot count out to 37.
Oh!
The round gets burned!
Cabot, where did he come from? Here comes
Zwack.
Zwack.
A punch from the 33.
It's a drag race.
The Magic Man wins it at Auto Club.
Back live at Texas on VSPEED. VSRL Southeast Tutoring Truck Series has concluded its race at Texas Motor Speedway. 139 plus laps, I think scheduled 133. We went into overtime tonight. And your winner here tonight is Steven Aguiar and the 818. We've caught up with your top 3 down here on pit road. We're going to get a quick talk here with your 3rd place finisher, Nick Gardner, coming home in the 3rd spot tonight. It was a tough race. You had some up and down. Everybody, I think, here tonight had some up and down, Nick, but you're able to put it up there on the podium and get 3rd place. How does it feel, man? This is a struggle tonight.
Yeah, man, I think track position just made it struggle with the people you race around. I mean, it's just one of those deals. It's a very fast track with very quick moves, and it just comes down to the people around you, I guess. So it's unfortunate I got caught up in some stuff. I want to say the first one I didn't think I was 3 wide, but I was, so I apologize to that group of guys. And then I came back to the field, and I felt pretty good on that final restart. I feel like if it would have stayed green, I would have maybe had something for him. But yeah, man, I'll take a P3 overall. I mean, to come back, dude, I went from 34th to freaking 1st to 15th to 3rd, and I mean, dude, I was all over the place tonight. But I'm glad I was able to come back a little bit and finish P3, man. I'll take it.
Yeah, it seemed like that was the story for a lot of guys. And the top 3 that started this race didn't finish there. So, at the final set, with the way the cautions all fell, with the tires fell, the fuel fell, it just seemed like you didn't really know how to predict or overcome some of these obstacles, and you're able to do that to bring it home P3.
Yeah, man. And sometimes nights go your way, and sometimes it don't. This is actually one of my favorite tracks, so I would have a good chance tonight. Uh, I really looked forward to coming to this racetrack every time I do. It just not very great at a qualifier, unfortunately. But I knew I would be fast on the long runs. Wish we would have had. I wish we would have had at least one green flag stops, because green flags are not only fun for us drivers but also for the viewers too. Because it's kind of cool to see how everything lays out strategy wise. So, but you know what? It was fun, and time to move on to the next one. I think Coda's next, isn't it?
Yeah, we're going Circuit of the Americas. So that's going to be an interesting deal. I know that full course cautions will be turned off for that race, so we will definitely have a caution-free race next week to negate here at Texas. But third place finisher here tonight, Nick Gardner. Do you have anybody you'd like to shout out and thank for tonight's performance?
Yeah, man, just appreciate VSR in general. I mean, the league in general is just awesome. I know Garrett. I jumped in here probably one of his first group of guys in here, and I've been in here in and out, and I know he's built this thing what it is now, and he's done a tremendous job. Even when I'm away, I've been able to watch him kind of grow the field, and it's been fun to watch. So I really thank him putting this all together. Obviously, I know Morgan and Kyle and Thad, they help out too. So, but appreciate all those guys, and appreciate you for doing the broadcast. I've seen your broadcast enough to know that you don't disappoint. So I think you do a great job, man. And yeah, on to next week.
On to next week. We appreciate the compliments, and thank you for your time, Nick Gardner. Hopefully we get to talk to you next week as you go turn right.
Thank you, buddy. Appreciate it.
So there's your third place finisher here tonight, Nick Gardner, getting it done. We're going to catch up with our second place finisher now. That's Brian Hennings in the number 74, and a guy I'm very familiar talking to. Brian, you were in a situation here tonight where you started this race, you had some ups and downs. I think everybody really did.
Yeah,
and you're able to overcome it.
Yeah, that was a crazy one, especially with the synchronized spinning there with the few of us. I thought my race was over, honestly, at that point. Just took the faster pair and prayed.
That's really what you have to do. A field of 34 cars at any racetrack is a headache, especially if you don't qualify well. But you were up towards the front, and the pole sitter here tonight that started on your inside, he finishes back in the 17th position. So, I mean, all these obstacles, all these things that can happen to you during the night, you were able to overcome all of that.
I honestly still can't believe it. Just the pits worked out with fuel. I had enough there at the end, even with the other cautions, just from pitting prior to all that. So I knew I was going to make it and be good. I was just hoping it was, going to stay green at the end, but oh well, pushed Mr. Aguilar across the line, and VRX won too. Can't complain.
Yeah, it's a great finish here for you tonight. I believe that this is the first time that I've had a post-race interview with you. You've been close several times, but Brian, do you have anybody you'd like to shout out and thank? I know you got him out there.
I'll have to first shout out the wife. Thank her for letting me go down the rabbit hole of this hobby. It's been great. It's been fun. Everyone at VRX, everyone at VSRL, all the sponsors involved, all my teammates. It's been a blast.
Well rehearsed, short, sweet, and to the point. Brian Hennings, second place finisher here tonight. Congratulations, man.
Thanks, Mr. Bradley. Have a great one.
So there is second place finisher of the night, Brian Hennings, in the number 74. And we've got one more driver to talk to here tonight. That is the race winner, Stephen Aguilar. I said it correctly this time?
Yes.
I got it? Okay, down here in Victory Lane with the number 818, able to hold on. We knew it was going to be chaos. You got up there to the lead with about 35 to go. You passed Ross Phillips. We had some contact. There was some close racing. You get sent all the way back to the back of the field. Walk us through the strategy, your mentality, how you approach this to get back to the front and win this race.
Well, the strategy was, even though I got wrecked and I was trying to call it out on the open mic, and I felt bad for the 47 car, John, if you can hear me, totally apologized. I told everybody I was coming down and I ruined his race, and that's who I want to apologize to. And but the strategy was never give up, keep pushing forward, and go from there.
Yeah, we saw that, and it just looked like one of those blind spots on the A post. You just couldn't see him
Yes, correct.
coming.
Yeah, yep.
It's just one of those situational things. You're trying to get the truck turned back around, and it's bad enough that you went for the lead. The entire field had to pass you. Steven, we watched so many guys here tonight go up and down through the field. You're able to do it, though, on point and get the win. How much does it mean to survive Texas here tonight?
It's a whole lot. It's all about like Talladega and Daytona. It's all a chess game. It's being in the right place, right time, and if you're there in the end, you're there in the end. If not, on to the next week. That's how I approach it.
We've got Circuit of the Americas next week. Coda, everybody's talking about it. What is your take on the road course racing here for VSRL?
I do not road course. I will be in the back. I will practice and train all week, and this will be something new for me. Absolutely.
Well, something new for the number 818, but nonetheless gets a win here. Helps out tremendously in points as we conclude week 3. Steven Aguirre, do you have anybody you'd like to shout out and thank?
Yes, I do. I got a couple. If you guys give me a minute, I want to thank the VSRL League, Morgan, Kyle, Garrett, and whoever I'm missing, and this whole group of guys in this league. I thank you all for competitive, and also want to thank Gen X Racing Team, also Thrustmaster for jumping on board, VRX Simulators, and VRX Racing Group. And a big shout out to Mama Teresa and the Tater Talk Group. Love you all, and thank you, Bradley, for the broadcasting, and can't wait for next week.
We appreciate your time, Steven, and we hope that you train enough. Maybe you can get back up here in the broadcast booth. I know it's new to you, but good luck out there, man.
Thank you so much, guys. Appreciate it.
Race winner, Steven Aguirre, getting the win, and we're going to put him back here down in Gen X. Maybe we accidentally, well, we threw him in the wrong booth, but we got him in the right spot now. There we go. So it was a great race. Outside of the cautions, it was a decent race. I enjoyed it. I hope you guys enjoyed it too. A lot of different strategies, guys going from back to front, front to back. We didn't know. We didn't know who's going to win this race here tonight, but it really was enjoyable to watch. Let's go through your final results of the night. You've got Steven Aguirre, Brian Hennings, and Nick Gardner with the post-race interviews in that top 3. Then you have Dakota Floyd, Dylan Disborough, Wade Palmer, Jacob Daniels, John Sanu, and Frank Zinjan, Kobe Collins, rounding out the top 10. 11th spot's going to belong to Cole Jarrett, and he's had an up and down night as well. Actually take you through the next spot there. Richard Holland all the way back to 11th position after leading a lot of laps. Also, Ross Phillips back in 15th. He led a lot of laps as well. These guys starting up in the top 5. Unfortunate the way the cautions fell. They had to pit for fuel. Nicholas Pressey, 13th. I apologize. I believe the 14th position is going to belong. Yeah, Randy Swale. Justin Ritchie, 16th, 17th. Rick Fagone, the pole sitter, all the way outside the top 15. Jimmy Socks, 18th. Shane Gunter, 19th. And Sean Langton, another driver that was up towards the front in the final laps, back to 20th position. 21st will be Benjamin Richards with Chris Max, Riley Laverne, Teresa Spiker, John Buell, Kyle Stewart, Thad Miller, Max Cost, Justin Mullins, Paul McDonald in the top 30. And rounding out the rest of your field will be Kai Schappert, David Collins, Mark Math, and Donald Stewart from 30th to 34th. So I want to thank you guys for watching tonight's broadcast. If you guys did enjoy it here tonight, make sure you hit that subscribe button so you never miss a single race as we go live next week at COTA for road course racing. The SCT Truck Series is going to set it off in a right-hand turn. Race number 4 of the 15-race scheduled season. Southeast Tutoring Monday Night Truck Series goes live at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. You can catch the broadcasts here on VSPEED. You're watching the Beltway Coffee 200 at Texas. I want to thank you for your time and for everybody at VSPEED, from Adam Baker, Eddie Smith, Alec Martinez, Connor Horn, and everybody in between. This is Bradley Cooper signing off here tonight. We want to thank you for your time. Have a great rest of your week.
And here comes Milo. Big run out of 4. He's going to be there.
Tristan Martin's there. Cannot count out to 37.
Oh!
No, get burned!
Cabot, where did he come from?
Here
Here comes Zwack.